Yes, so hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to another session of Paper One revision here on the YouTube. Hello, welcome YouTube babies. Yes, good evening, good evening. I can see the chat, live chats here. Good evening. Yes, hello. Welcome all to the live session of Paper One. I told you every week we'll be having Paper One revisions. So as the exams are near, like just 2 months, maybe like we can expect the exam in 2 months. So you should be very careful in your preparation and all. So with your strategies. So with paper one, you should be very careful that every time that it has a very much importance in the paper one. You have 50 questions, and that 50 questions can decide your qualification of net JRF and also like maybe with PhD eligibility, all those things. So yes, guys, welcome. We can learn some paper one topics today. Are you all ready? Yes. Good evening. Good evening. How are you all? How is the preparations going on? Are you studying? Yes. So like when I was doing the live, I didn't think that like okay, this live sessions, okay, some will be watching in the live, and then others will be watching the videos. And like there were many testimonies when we had the felicitation ceremonies and all. Like lot of them learned from the YouTube videos, like especially the paper one and all. They learned with the YouTube videos, like with our marathon sessions. So that was very like I was very happy to hear that. So that's why, like with so much of care and then preparation, we are like what giving you such paper on revisions so every week. So towards the exam, we'll be having marathon revisions and all. Okay. So can we move on to the today's sessions? Today we are having with teaching aptitude. So teaching aptitude is an important topic. It's the first unit in the paper one. So we'll deal some of the questions regarding paper one today. Guys, are you ready? Everyone? I should see the chats answers on the chat box. Yes, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Yes. We move on to the first question now? Okay. The focus areas of new education policy are establishment of community colleges, setting up of skill missions in rural India, institutional restructuring in the educational sector, imparting of holistic education, transforming the regulatory system of higher education, and choose the correct answer. You should choose the correct answer. Yes. Now it is ABC, BCD, AD, and CD options are given. Now, new education policy, it is very important. I told you, NEP, the education policy, the new education policy. It's like new education policy of 2020. Okay. Yes. Let's get started. Very good. You're having the options like one ABC, establishment of community colleges. Is it there? Setting up of skill missions in rural India. Is it a recommendation by the new education policy, or is it like is it an agenda or focus area of new education policy? What do you think? So the education policy of 2020 is very important, guys. Can get questions from the like from teaching aptitude part or the higher education part that you can get questions from. So it's very important, very mandatory that you should learn. In-depth understanding also should be there. Just not like which is the year and which is just the like what you have which is just the what do you call as the chairman. Not like that. No, not just a vague idea that you have, but it should be there. We should know. Okay. Four, you think it is four. Okay. Let me go with the answer four. It is CDE only. That's correct answer. Very good. Some answers were four. Very good. because establishment of community colleges are not in the focus areas of new education policy. And setting up of skill missions in rural India is also like not with the skill missions they are, because they are with basically with the educational structure and not with the skill missions. So these two you can eliminate and go with the answer like institutional restructuring is there, holistic education obviously is there, and transforming the regulatory system of higher education is also there. Okay, they have in NEP they have told that there are some like they have introduced some regulatory bodies too. So you should learn that in detail. Okay, we'll have the marathon sessions and revision sessions. We'll learn that. Okay, so going with the next question. The most appropriate strategy to evaluate the teacher performance is it peer evaluation? Is it student evaluation? Is it self-evaluation or is it content knowledge? So that means teacher performance. How will you evaluate? For example, if I'm a teacher, how will you evaluate my performance? Is it through peer evaluation or is it through student evaluation? Which is the most appropriate strategy? Like all those may be a strategy, but which is the most appropriate one? Which is the most appropriate one that you should evaluate a teacher performance? Is it student self-evaluation? Is it content knowledge? Okay. I can see there's some answers like student evaluation. Okay. Some are saying like it is content knowledge. Okay. These are all strategies. These can also be these can be strategies, but I want to know the most appropriate strategy. Okay. Yes, guys, your answers are very valuable. Good. You are trying it very good. This answer is the answer for this question is student evaluation. Okay. Like whenever I conduct tests in the offline and online batches of Vallath students, they are very afraid that oh my god, like how can I attempt, like will the marks be less? Like I will tell them that this assessment is for not only for you, it is for the teachers also. Because what happens whenever a question is not answered by any of the students, there is a problem with the teacher, not with the students, right? So it's actually student evaluation can be done. It's the most appropriate strategy to evaluate the teacher performance, the feedbacks of the students. Okay, that is it. Because they are getting the fruit of the teaching part. Next one. What are the characteristics of continuous and comprehensive evaluation? So evaluation and the types of evaluation are very much important. It increases the workload. Like basically in teaching aptitude, you can get statement level questions or like multiple statement questions, and you should sit and read. So you should have the strategy of teaching aptitude questions. The strategy towards the teaching aptitude questions is you should sit and read and then understand the question. That's all. Okay. Like you don't have any like bigger concept level questions here, but just the concept you have, they will be having some statements. You should sit and read and then answer. Okay. Characteristics of continuous and comprehensive evaluation. It increases the workload on students by taking multiple tests. It replaces marks with grades. It evaluates every aspect of the student. It helps in reducing examination phobia. Yes. Is it A, B, C, D, B and D, A, B, C, B, C, and D? Which one you will get? Yes, Raj, I can see your chat that how much time it take. Like we are like we started this before it was being like 1 year and or like more. So like we are given with the preparation like half an hour sessions are given here, live sessions are given here. So you can see the videos and then like it's not with the time you start preparation, we'll help you out. That's it. Okay. It's not with the time. It maybe like it takes time, but like that's how you manage things with the paper one. Okay. So the answers here it is B, C, D with option D. Okay, B, C, D is the option because it increases the workload on students. No, it cannot be set like that because continuous and comprehensive evaluation, it is not increasing the workload. And it replaces marks, grades, evaluates every aspect and also like reducing the examination phobia because all aspects it's covering, not with only like maybe with the skill test, all those things are coming. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation. Clear. Next one. Yeah, I have given a certain explanation for the CC. It's a process of evaluating the child's development in all school-related activities. This proposal was directed under the Right to Education Act in 2009. So you should remember that. by the Central Board of Secondary Education, that means CBSE of India, and the state governments in India. Using CCE, teachers can diagnose learners' deficiencies using a variety of assessment activities. After completing the assessment activities, learners are given valuable feedback. The teacher guides and supports them to identify the problems. Okay, this is just a like a brief concept regarding the CC. The next question. In which level of teaching the main focus is laid on capturing and systematic presentation of ideas and information? Memory level. So you know like levels of teaching. In a teaching aptitude, you should know the levels of teaching: memory level, understanding level, reflective level. There is autonomous development level. So in which level of these teaching, the main focus is laid on capturing and systematic presentation of ideas and information? Just the presentation, or just laid on capturing. That means just capturing the ideas or information. In which level? Is it in memory level, or in understanding level, or reflective level, or in autonomous development level? Just read the question. Main focus is laid on just capturing and presentation of ideas. Okay. Which one? Everybody's answer is going with understanding level. I think you have some regarding like doubts with the question. What do you do in actually in understanding level? What you could do in understanding level? Like that you are explaining with examples and all, right? With examples, with detailed, brief explanations that you have in understanding level. This is just a presentation of ideas only, like maybe like recalling. You're just learning. Like maybe this is the things that you're going to study. So this will be the subject. This is the units. This will be the idea layout. So just the ideas and information, just a systematic presentation is given. It is in the memory level, not in the understanding level. Okay. It's in the memory level. Understanding, it is like somewhat in-depth understanding. All those with examples and all, it is there. So that is where we have with the understanding. Yeah, explaining with the examples and all. Not that is not the presentation of ideas and information. Not it is not in the understanding level. It is in the memory level. Okay, clear? Can we move on to the next question? A teacher may provide traceable worksheets to students learning how to write the alphabet. This is an example of equilibrium, assimilation, zone of proximal development, and independent learning. Okay, a teacher may provide, like a teacher is providing a traceable worksheet. You can, you may be knowing that there is like for writing the alphabets or writing the numbers, there will be dotted or traceable worksheets. Like you use this in the like smaller classes. Okay, you also will be writing. So whether is it equilibrium, assimilation, or zone of proximal development or independent learning, which is that? Yes, guys. Your answers are correct. Very good. Superb. You can see the chats there. That is zone of proximal development. Correct. ZPD. Because what happens in zone of proximal development? What is ZPD actually? That is there is a like zone where you can learn your own. So that is actually it is called a zone of ZAD. Is a zone of actual development. And after that, there is a zone you can learn with the help of others, where there is a scaffolding happening. That means there is a help providing by the teacher or the facilitator or the more like mentor. So that is actually what in the area for the zone of proximal development. This was a theory developed by Lev Vygotsky. So I think you're very familiar with this figure. What I can do, it is zone of achieved development or actual development. It's a DAD. That means like you are learning right now, maybe like with what I can do or what I can learn. The next circle go with what I can do with help. That is the zone of proximal development. Here, the learner is learning with the help of a facilitator. The facilitator is facilitating or doing a process called scaffolding. Support is given. After that, there can be portions or there can be areas which the learner what they cannot do or what they cannot learn. Okay, that is what is actually what you call a zone of proximal development. So here the traceable worksheet is actually a support from the teacher. So support from the teacher. So it's actually zone of proximal development. It's a theory by Lev Vygotsky. You should remember that. And you know, like you are the like what you are learning from others. The others can be more knowledgeable others. MKO. That means MK. It cannot be. It is not mandatory that it should be a teacher. Okay, it can be a peer one. It can be your elder one, younger one. Anybody, like if at all any information that you're getting additional from the more knowledgeable other, that is where in the zone of proximal development. Clear, guys. Yes. Help provide with the teacher. Yes, correct, correct. Question 6. Which learning method integrates ICT-based digital learning with the traditional learning method? Which learning method integrates ICT-based digital learning with the traditional learning method? That means ICT is also integrated in this with the traditional method, which is that online learning, classroom learning, blended learning, teacher-directed learning, which is that integrates the ICT, which learning method integrates ICT-based digital learning with the traditional learning method. Yes. Obviously, it's not online, it's not classroom, it's blended only. Very good. Teacher-directed learning is not teacher-directed learning, it's blended learning. What do you mean by blended learning? It is a term given to the educational practice of combining digital learning tools with more traditional classroom face-to-face teaching. That means uh, both the student that like maybe like they will be learning with the help of ICT, like maybe synchronous like what instruction are given, maybe like with the online teaching or with the technology enhanced pedagogy sent out. That is what you call as blended learning. Next question. Which of the following learning experience is the most effective way for retention? Okay. Most effective way. Retention means that you're storing it in the memory. So which of the following learning experience is the most effective way? Is it lecturing? Is it slide playing? Or is it experimental project? Or is it teaching using whiteboard? So which is the effective way? Which is the most effective way for retention? Okay. Is it lecturing? Is it experimental project? Or is it like how you can retain thing or we can store the things easily in the memory? So through which method? Yes, obviously the answers are correct. Very good. Experimental projects, because lecturing you cannot. Side playing and teaching using whiteboard does not make any difference, where projects can make, because you doing that or learning through an activity oriented one, project method. So it will be in your mind for a long term memory. A group of DTH channels devoted to telecasting educational programs 24/7 basis is Swayam, Munk, Swayam Prabha, and Gyan Darshan. An important topic in teaching aptitude where digital initiatives are, there will be a sure question from digital initiative. Not only one, there can be one, two, or three. There were times which the in the Indian exam, there were times where was asked for two or three questions. Swayam Prabha was also asked. MOOC was asked. So the digital initiatives are very much important. You should learn the full forms, how they works, what are the channels, what are the courses. So what is the answer for this group of DTH channels? What do you mean by DTH? Direct to home. So like you can see, watch this in the TV, direct to home channels. 24/7 educational programs. It is, yeah, very good. The answer is correct. Everybody is answering. It is correct. Very good. It is Swayam Prabha. It is not Swayam. Swayam Prabha. Okay, that is it. Going to the next question. In which teaching method learners' participation is made optimal and proactive? Okay, that means made optimal means made maximum. Learners' participation is made maximum to the fullest and proactive. That means very active. Is it project method? Is it bus session method? Or is it brainstorming? Or is it discussion? All those methods can make the learn, like these are all learner-centered methods or learners' participation is there. But in which method, like which is the most appropriate answer for that? That is with the teaching aptitude strategy. You should like the questions strategy. You should again learn the most appropriate answer. You should mark. There can be like you can think that okay, these are all learners participation method. Yeah, these are all, but where which of the method it is made optimal? That means more like the fullest one. Is it project or is it bus session or is it brainstorming? Is it discussion? Everybody answering with brainstorming. It is, or some answers are like A, it is project method only, not with brainstorming. Like project method, that is activity, that is the whole thing is done by the learner. Okay, it's all like activity or learning by doing. That's all those projects are done by the learner, not like just the supervision of the teacher is there. But in bus session, what happens? But it's a very short discussion on a narrow topic that involves simultaneous small group work. It is usually in pairs. Like every time it may not be learners participation is like fullest optimal learner participation won't be there. Brainstorming, you know that, like brainstorming sessions, like posing a question or by introducing a topic, brainstorming is done. Net, discussion methods are a variety of forums for open-ended or collaborative exchange of ideas among teacher and students. All those in this, all those a teacher will be having a hand, maybe with the supervision stand a teacher will be having. So, like a full optimal active participation is not there with all these methods, but project it is there. That's what. Yes. The next one. Which method of teaching makes use of one-way communication and the students play a relatively passive role that of listeners? Discussion method, student-centered method, inquiry approach, and lecture method. Very, very easy one. Because like students only play a role called passive role, a passive listener role. Which of the teaching method? It's just only a one-way communication. It is just only one-way communication. Is it discussion? Is it student-centered? Obviously, it won't be student-centered. Inquiry approach. What do you mean by inquiry approach? It is like a inquiry training method or inquiry learner method, where the teacher, where the students ask questions and then teacher replies only yes or no answers. That's what. Like the students ask questions, then the teacher answers. It's a very interesting method. Lecture method. What will be the answer? Yes, very correct. It is lecture method. That's it. Just the teaching aptitude questions. It's just you can get the answer by reading the question and then relating with the options. Very great. Superb. Can we move on to the next one? Which of the following are the characteristics of a seminar? It is a form of academic instruction. It involves questioning, discussion, and debates. It involves large groups of individuals. It needs involvement of skilled persons. Select the correct answer from the codes given below. B, C, D, A and B, B and C, A, B and D. Which one you will go with? Yes, student ask questions. Yes, Rajkumar, you are correct. Inquiry training method. Which one you will go with? It involves large group individuals, whether it involves large group of individuals or A, B, and D only. Like if it is not C, you can eliminate B, C, D, and B and C, A and B. Then goes with like it needs involvement of skilled persons, obviously. It needs involvement of skilled persons, but it does not have, it is not obvious there, or it is not mandatory that it involves large groups of individuals. No. Small groups of individuals also can be like it can seminars can be conducted with small groups of individuals, maybe with 10, 15. It can be okay. So like just this lame option or statement we can eliminate this one. All others are correct regarding with the seminars. Okay. Going with the next question. A teacher gives a lot of positive and negative examples in his or her presentations in the classroom. This will be related to which level of teaching? Just now we discussed. Just now. I told you, and you were telling examples, so you were telling the answers with that. Autonomous development level, memory level, understanding level, reflective level. Yeah, this everyone should make this answer correct. Just now we discussed positive and negative examples in the presentations. So, which level of teaching is this? Is it autonomous development level, or is it memory level, or is it understanding level, or is it reflective level? Which is the answer? Yes. Very good, very good. The answers are coming. Yes, superb. This is correct only. Just now we discussed, because like just the reading of concept or like capturing the concept, it is memory level. Explaining with examples or giving lot of examples or in-depth understanding, it is understanding level. It is the understanding level. That is correct. Very good. It is understanding level. Okay. Can we move on to the next question? The dynamic approach to teaching learning process means that teaching should be open to change. Teaching should be made relevant to students' needs. Teaching should emphasize student participation through learning activities. Teaching should take into account students' responses. What is the dynamic approach? Like whenever we read all these change, we will think that, okay, regarding with teaching, it is all correct. But what is the dynamic approach to teaching learning process? That means it should not be a static one. So where in which statement here with all those options, you can relate a dynamic approach. That means a very, what do you mean live approach? Yes, very correct. Very correct. You are reading it in the questions, you are analyzing it in a very correct manner. The answer is correct. It should have emphasized students' participation through Learning activities. So learning activities is a dynamic approach. Very good. So open to change, relevant to students' needs, student responses, all those things are like, so all correct, but it can be a static approach, but dynamic where they have a live approach. So it is actually like learning activities, learning through learning activities. Now there is an assertion reason question. Assertion reason question you can get from teaching aptitude. Like the trend now, like they have a minimum of assertion reason questions now, because all of you have learned of assertion reason questions. This is regarding types of evaluation. See, evaluation types, you can get questions from evaluation types. Formative, summative, norm referenced, criterion referenced. So get a clarity or clear idea of all those types of evaluation. Okay. So formative evaluation tends to accelerate the pace of learning. As against summative evaluation, formative evaluation is highly reliable. Okay. Correct answer. Both A and R true and R is the correct explanation. A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation. A is true, R is false, and A is false, but R is true. Which one you will go with? Formative evaluation tends to accelerate the pace of learning. Yeah, obviously, because we think that formative evaluation is done during the process of learning. It tends to accelerate learning because wherever there is a there is a lag in the learning, it identifies that and then it increases the acceleration or the pace of the learning process. But with reason, as second is summative evaluation, formative evaluation is highly reliable. You cannot tell that. You cannot compare summative like whether it is highly reliable or not, because like mostly summative evaluation is highly reliable. It can be when we say that. So A is true, R is false will be the correct answer. You're getting the correct answer only. 3. That is correct. A is true, R is false. Yeah, guys. Yes, that was the end of the session. I think you enjoyed it and it was a useful session to you guys. Learn this if you want the question like to be discussed again, or like if you want a clear idea of the questions again, you watch this video once again, share it to your friends, let them also learn. We can have all those topics of paper one in every week. We'll have marathon sessions. Please wait for that.